I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeff.
Welcome to episode 68 Fresh and Uncooked, the podcast where Jeff and I talk about fast food, new menu items and products, our favorite food memories, cooking at home, and what we love to eat. Jeff, this episode is all about what?
Cooking oil.
But first, we got some food news to get to, including another seasonal Frosty to enjoy this summer.
Nice.
Tyson has a few new releases to hit the frozen food section.
Are they nuggets? There has to be nuggets.
They might be nuggets, Jeff. You'll have to wait till food news. Finally, Jeff, right. I got 3 words for you for the final story. Drumstick Slurpee Cone.
Okay. That could go a few different ways.
So sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy episode 68 of the most appetizing food podcast ever.
Fresh and Uncooked.
Any news? Is there any news?
I have news.
Food news. Bad news travels fast.
All right, Jeff, I've mentioned this before. The Frosty just needs to have more flavors. And this summer, they have another seasonal flavor coming out. I'm glad they're doing this. It's the triple berry getting released. Actually, it's available now for a limited time, balancing a sweet and tart flavor of strawberry, blackberries, and raspberries.
Okay, I like that.
You like a Frosty every now and then, Jeff?
I do. I love a Frosty every now and again. And I'm good with just the regular chocolate one.
Yeah, but it's just like they've been doing that for like since 1969 or something, you know? Like,
yeah, but you know it's a Frosty.
It's classic. Sure, I'm not saying get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it took them 50 years to just start coming out with a few new flavors. They came out with strawberry.
Yeah.
Strawberry was good. They came out with peppermint, I think like around the holidays or winter. They did pumpkin spice for some reason. And then orange dreamsicle, which I was reluctant to try. So I'm not a huge Frosty fan, but I am so glad that they're doing this. I will give the triple berry a taste, though.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I definitely will, too. It's funny when we do these food news things and my wife watches them. She's like, oh, well, I guess we need to try these things, don't we? And that is the support I need in a spouse.
Absolutely. You were right on the chicken nuggets. Fully cooked honey chicken bites from Tyson are available at select retailers right now. Less than 25 minutes. All white meat chicken covered in a honey infused breading.
Okay.
Available
it's worth
in
trying.
A 24-ounce bag.
Yeah, that is worth trying, but I have a feeling that I might need to add a little bit more honey to those.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, they even in the bag, they have a little cup of honey ready for them to be dipped in. Right? So maybe they're telling you to do that.
Would you use the honey or would you use your own honey?
Oh, I don't think they come with honey. I just think they're just showing that on the picture of the packaging.
Oh, okay.
You know, they got the cooked nuggets there. They got one cut open so you can see the white meat chicken, and then, the dipping sauce they're using to also probably hint that it's reinforce the honey part of the chicken bites. So,
right.
Frozen, fully cooked chicken that you throw in an oven or an air fryer for those air fryer people out there. It doesn't get me excited because sometimes, I don't know if it's just bad luck, but every now and then, or it seems like more often, and every 5th nugget, you just wonder what you're chewing on. I don't know. But I would give them a try.
Yeah.
They also have some restaurant-style crispy wings coming out to the frozen food section, fully cooked, dry rubbed with a crispy exterior, Tyson says.
All right.
So these are the original, which are rotisserie seasoned crispy wings. They also have garlic parmesan.
That's a great flavor.
And Caribbean style, which I'm assuming is like a jerk.
Okay.
Flavor, but no description was given. So
great for air fryer.
Supposedly, yeah, great for the air fryer.
Yeah.
Get garlic parm maybe 2 months ago. First time I ever had garlic parm wings. Wings, I'm traditional. Like, I don't need crazy, fancy sauces, just straight up buffalo, and I'm happy eating, pigging out on chicken wings. Tried garlic parm. Always kind of made fun of it in my head. Like, why would anybody order garlic parm? It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they are tasty.
I'm not sure how Tyson's restaurant style crispy garlic parm wings are going to be, but they're out available at select retailers now.
I think I'll let you know.
Nuggets or the wings?
Yes.
Okay. I wonder what your yes or no is going to be to the Drumstick Slurpee Cone. It boasts all the fan favorite elements of the regular drumstick king size cone, Jeff, which is creamy and smooth signature vanilla, a crispy cone, and a chocolatey nugget, of course, in the cone. But it doesn't stop there. Inspired by the iconic Slurpee drink at 7-Eleven, this new creation introduces a blue raspberry layer topped with delicious blue raz sauce, ripples, and candy bits. It's the Drumstick Slurpee Cone. So think the blue raspberry Slurpee had a baby with a drumstick ice cream cone.
Yeah, that's very interesting, don't you think?
It is. It is.
It's intriguing. I take it you can only get them at 7.
You're using kinder words than I expected, to be honest. But.
No, it's kind of intriguing. Well, you know what? I think this whole ice cream, very cold treat thing is perfect right now because the temperatures are rising. We're right in the thick of it all as far as summer is concerned.
Summer, yeah. It's available at 7-Eleven, Speedway, and Stripes nationwide for a limited time, by the way.
All right. So I want to check this out. I think I'm going to try this too.
Okay. So is that a 3 for 3 for Jeff for food news?
3 for 3 once again, 2 weeks in a row.
That's pretty crazy. Speaking of last week's food news, Jeff wanted to bring up something about something we talked about in episode 67. That was your food news for episode. What is this? 68. Last week in food news, last episode, we talked about Arby's bringing back that 5 for 5, the 5 regular roast beef sandwiches. Did you give them a try?
I did. And it was good. Now, here's the thing. My wife picked them up for me, and it was kind of a good thing. She ordered them through the app. And we were very bummed because they weren't beef and cheddar. But there's a workaround. Yeah. There's a workaround with the app. You can still get that 5 for 5. What you have to do, though, is you just have to add cheese in the app. The cheese is 50 cents a sandwich.
So a little workaround to the 5 for 5. So it was 5 for $7.50 is what you're telling me.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's not bad, right?
Not bad. Not a beef and cheddar though. Just wanted to make that official. Wasn't not a beef and cheddar. Just
because of the bun?
Beef and the cheddar. Well, yeah, the bun, right? The bun is the onion bun on the beef and cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
And the red ranch sauce.
Is the red ranch the Arby sauce?
It is not the Arby sauce.
It's a different sauce.
It's a different sauce. So they call it red ranch. Mm-hmm.
Are you sure it's not Arby's sauce?
Yeah, it is a little bit different than the Arby's sauce.
All right. Wow.
But it is. Yeah, if you go on the Arby's app, add a beef and cheddar, you'll see red ranch as one of the ingredients. And I did actually look to see if you could order that on the side like you could their cheese. But you can't.
Okay.
So it's Chris here, and editing the podcast, I realized I was trying to customize the sandwich through the DoorDash app. On the official Arby's app, you can customize the sandwich a lot more. So Jeff could have added the red ranch to his classic roast beef sandwiches for no charge. And of course, he mentioned that they ordered the cheese sauce, the cheddar sauce, for 50 cents a sandwich. And you can't change the bun in DoorDash or Arby's. So you're stuck with the sesame seed bun compared to the onion bun, but just wanted to put that out there. You could add the red ranch to a classic roast beef. I thought you could not because I wasn't using the Arby's app. Shame on me. Anyway, back to the originally scheduled podcast. But still, that's quite the hack.
Yeah, for $7.50, you still get the 5
You're
sandwiches.
still ahead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't eat them all in one sitting. I had them a couple of days.
Okay. How'd they reheat?
They're really hard to reheat. You know what I mean? Because everything's all together. And then once you refrigerate it, trying to separate the bun from the meat and cheese is next to impossible.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So this is what I did. I took the actual wrapper that they have, and I just left everything in the wrapper and just opened up the top. And I put it in a frying pan with a lid with a little bit of water to kind of steam it.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out okay. The bun got a little bit soggy.
Sure.
It worked all right. Yeah, I don't know how it would work in the air fryer. Microwave, it's always kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something. It's not like pizza or chicken, right? That's not something you just want to do cold right out of the fridge.
Right. I mean, I'm sure at some point I have, but there's just something about it.
Something about it, yeah. Well, that's good. Well, that promotion's over. I hope they had great success and they bring it back again.
Yeah.
More frequently. And I hope the hype over it was, off the charts, and just they have to do it again. And they have to do it with beef and cheddars.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, if they do it again, we'll have to remember to bring up your hack in case they don't. Jeff, we're going to talk cooking oils today, right? So
Yes.
I guess we start off with what is the most used cooking oils in our houses? What do you use the most?
So for me, without a doubt, it's olive oil. I use olive oil, I would say probably 80% of the time when I'm cooking things. And I have a couple different olive oils. My kids got me olive oil, I think last year for Father's Day or my birthday. So I'm kind of working through some of those different infused olive oils that I have. One was a smoky bacon one that was really good. And then I have a Kalamata olive one that I'm working through right now too, which is really good. But yeah, otherwise just like the regular, and then I have just regular everyday EVOO, as some people like to call it.
EVOO.
Yeah, EVOO.
Yeah, I use probably 80% olive oil. Been trying the avocado oil, and it's pretty good, especially since it's got such a high smoke point.
Yeah,
500 degrees. It can take a lot of heat. So now it's basically olive oil and avocado oil.
Yeah, and those are the main two that I use as well. The avocado oil I have is a spray. So I use that a lot for frying eggs and when I'm cooking eggs and stuff like that.
Yeah, olive oil has a strong flavor to it, right? So
yes,
and I'm not talking about Kalamata olive oil and garlic or bacon olive oil, of course, are going to taste like what they're infused with. But an avocado oil is very neutral. So if you don't not necessarily want that olive oily taste to something, then avocado oil is great because it's neutral.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, I do love the taste of olive oil.
Yeah, good olive oil and a good piece of bread.
Yeah, I like it on omelets, kind of like to finish it off. If you put a little bit of extra, like on an omelet,
yeah,
I feel it brings it kind of over the edge with that. But yeah, olive oil with a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan and some garlic with a great bread with a crostini or what have you. Oh, that's good stuff.
Sounds good. A little roasted garlic.
Yeah. I probably use that more on pasta than I do anything else because I'm not real big on tomato based or marinaras or anything like that anymore. I just like a little bit of olive oil with the garlic, like I said, an Italian seasoning, a little bit of oregano, perhaps, or it's nice and light. And for someone who's a messy eater, it doesn't stain my clothes.
Compared to a marinara sauce. Yeah.
Right.
I guess I put a little olive oil in my salsas when I make salsa in the blender.
Ooh.
You know?
Okay.
It's a little kind of bring everything together a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a splash, you know.
Yeah.
What about coconut oil, Jeff? Do you ever use coconut oil?
You know what? I was looking at the different oils that were available, kind of doing research for the show, and I saw that coconut oil came up. I've never used coconut oil. I think my wife has used it for something or other.
Been using it as a substitute for butter in like baking.
Okay.
Apparently it's a little bit healthier. I mean, coconut oil is still, it's a saturated fat, right? Because it's, even at room temperature, it's not oily like a bottle of olive oil. It's solid like butter. You know what I mean? It's
right.
So that means it's high in saturated fat. But it makes a good substitute for butter, like in baking. Unfortunately, for someone that does not like the flavor of coconut, it still has a coconut flavor in anything you bake. So you're making chocolate chip cookies and they taste like coconut chocolate chip cookies, which doesn't sound very appetizing to me.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about coconut. It's a flavor that a few years ago, if you would ask me about coconut, I would have said, no, I really don't like it at all. But the more I eat it and the more that I try it in different things, you know, I guess my palate's kind of adjusted to coconut a little bit more.
Yeah, it just reminds me of like sunscreen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's copper tone.
Yeah, that's anyway.
Yeah.
Corn oil, high smoke point in corn oil, so it's good for like frying. It's a very neutral oil. Can't say I've ever used corn oil at home, but I'm sure a lot of restaurants fry their stuff in corn oil.
Yes.
It's like a classic oil for French fries, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Vegetable oil, which I would always just kind of have a little bottle nearby. Like for some reason, I didn't like the way frying in a skillet, like some hash browns or something, potato-y, olive oil and potatoes. Something about it. That's what I would always get vegetable oil for. Now I just use the avocado oil because it's better.
Yeah.
But vegetable oil is like a mixture of oils. Mostly soybean oil. Has a high smoke point, but it's a good oil for frying. It's usually the most inexpensive oil. Canola oil is kind of similar to vegetable oil, right? But it's not a blend of oils. You know exactly like what you're getting. Don't know if I've used a whole lot of canola oil. Definitely never had grapeseed oil.
You've never used grapeseed?
Never used grapeseed oil.
So that's what they use to cut some of the olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
So by accident, I've used it when I've bought olive oil, thinking that it was 100% olive oil. So I mean, I've used that grapeseed stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think you're getting a really good deal on olive oil, and you're like, "Wow, that's so inexpensive." Well, it's cut with the grapeseed. So
Yeah.
I've used it a few times for sure.
It's kind of similar. Like it has like a little light green tinge to it.
Mhm.
It has a higher smoke point, I think, than olive oil, but you can use it like in vinaigrettes. It's cheaper. It's cheaper than the EVOO, you know, and it's more neutral, right? So
Yes.
if you're making something with olive oil, like I said with potatoes, and you don't want the olive oil to shine, you want the other ingredients to shine a little more, the seasonings or the herbs you're using, maybe, then grapeseed might be a better choice for that because it's more neutral.
Yeah.
The olive oil. I know you've used this one, and I've used this one. Sesame oil.
Yes. I use that one quite a bit, actually.
I always buy it. If I'm making fried rice, it always has to get added to my cart because it's still in my fridge and I don't know when and how long ago I bought it. So I don't use it that often. So I'd rather just spend the $3-4 and get a new sesame oil instead of like chancing it. But a little goes a long way because it's more of like a flavoring oil than a cooking oil. Although it does have a high smoke point of 400 degrees.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for the most time, it's just to add that sesame flavor that helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I would always add it to the end of like stir fries or fried rice because I didn't think it did have a high smoke point.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want it to like get all crazy. So it was always something I added at the very end, heat off, mix in it, final mix, a little sesame oil, boom. But yeah, apparently it has a pretty high smoke point. So.
Well, there's another oil that I used before too. I've used the truffle oil, the truffle oil.
Okay.
I've been out of it for a little bit because it's very expensive. And when I use it sparingly, but it helps a lot. And I need to get some more because I'm eating more mushrooms and things. And I really feel like that truffle oil helps enhance the flavor of mushrooms when you're sauteing them and everything.
Okay.
Which makes sense, right?
Yeah. Do those come in flavors too? Those truffle oils?
They might. Yeah, the one
Like
that
a
I have
garlic
is just
truffle oil or something like that.
Yeah, I think they might do them in different ways, but I just usually get the not a sponsor, what have you, the Truff brand or what have you. That's the one that's most readily available.
Yeah.
So I usually just get that one, the plain one, and yeah, it works out really well.
Take your word for that. Take your word for that.
Oh, there's one more that I think you and I have both used before too, and that is peanut oil.
Oh, sure. Peanut oil.
Yeah, when you're deep frying a turkey.
That's your go-to, the peanut oil?
Mm-hmm.
I've never purchased peanut oil, but I know, I'm trying to think, is it Five Guys uses peanut oil? I think Chick-fil-A might use peanut oil,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken.
And then sunflower oil I use too.
Oh, sunflower oil. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
sunflower oil, when I used to eat more popcorn, that was the one that I used to make popcorn. It seemed to pop the popcorn really well with sunflower oil.
And would you top the popcorn with that too, instead of like butter or something, or just cooking it?
Yeah, I would top it with that and then just a little bit of salt.
Oh, so you'd cook the popcorn in it and top it with the sunflower oil?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a little bit more. Yeah, it didn't really have like a real distinctive taste or overwhelming taste or anything like that. So it was a pretty good, it worked out well. I don't know why I tried it. I think I had read somewhere that, you could use that oil. And I think it has less saturated fats and all that too. But yeah, it works out really well for popping popcorn.
Yeah, it was funny kind of reading up on all the different oils and all oils are bad for you. So
yeah, some are slightly less worse, right?
Yeah, some are
slight.
awful for you and some are bad for you, and the others are probably still bad for you. But I guess go with the one that fits your diet appropriately, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to episode 68 of Fresh and Uncooked. Jeff, where can everybody follow you?
You can follow me, Jeff_on-air on all platforms.
Awesome. You can find me on TikTok and YouTube, Cooking with Chris_YT. I'm starting my Burgers of the Week episodes, Jeff.
Yes.
Got the first one recorded. I think it's going to come out like Thursday.
Okay.
So I was thinking the first burger, right? It should be like a classic burger. Nothing too crazy.
Yes.
So I thought maybe a double cheeseburger.
Oh.
But I didn't want it to be too basic either. So I was thinking what would be good on a double cheeseburger. So I thought bacon, right?
There you go.
And then I thought, well, it's a double cheeseburger and it has two patties. Shouldn't it have two different cheddars? So I was like, okay, two different cheddar. And I'm like, well, if it's got two different cheddars and two patties, it's got to have two different kinds of bacon.
Wow.
So I ended up going with that, Jeff. It's the double bacon, double cheeseburger.
I love that.
So keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah, gonna check that out.
Links to all the Fresh and Uncooked socials are in the show notes and description below. Jeff, until next time.
Enjoy what you eat.